This is Project 12. It deals with the fact that color of text and design must have contrast with whatever color it is surrounded by. Text must have contrast of value if you want viewers to read it, and at the same time not be jarring or have it vibrate. This is true whether it's printed material, digital, or web-based. This is where aesthetics and usability come together. So for this, I want you to create a web page mock-up or a concept using either Photoshop or Illustrator, whichever program that you are most comfortable with. I would like your final output again to be a TIFF, but also a JPEG version. It would be great if you could figure out how to put them together in some program like PowerPoint or InDesign so that they can be shared with the class via a slideshow presentation projected in front of the room, just like I'm doing here. If you don't know how to do that, I can assist you. This is my model for how one might look. I want everyone to include at least the following items in their example. Include a header, a subheader, some dummy text. It needn't say anything specific, it can be dummy text. And a series of side link-like buttons and a number of other subtle keys, and place all of it over varying fields of color. Make sure that there is a gradient band located somewhere in the mix, and a logo type, either your own or one that you really like. This should be spared out of the surface field or could act as a watermark that the type runs directly over. You will get some idea about what I'm talking about as I get started here. This demo version is a monochromatic version in black and white with values of gray. One other thing that I did to each one was made a note of the color or the dominant body color in hexadecimal system. Remember from our discussion of the WebSafe colors, this is located in your color editor right under the RGB information. Pay attention to the body text and the links as I transition through the various versions. Now I will change things and go back and alter values, bring color up and text down. My goal here is to make sure the text is always readable. I have made my main header the highest point of contrast along with the links so that you know that they are important. This is one that we started with. The header is completely black. Here I have made my logo practically fade into the background. Here the logo is more visible. I'll begin to transition through these a bit quicker, and you will notice just how by altering the values you can get different reads. Now I'm going to start playing with color. I'm working in analogous color or a very thin slice of a hue, making use of the different devices and make things work in different ways. Some of these work better than others. They show something of the exploration that is necessary when using colors that work well together when coming up with a design for a web page. These might be what you might be expected to do if you were trying to create a web page for a client who has no firm notion of what colors they might like. This is an important part of the design process. Think about what you're doing. Some of these will work, but they might not make you happy. Sometimes, if you simply take an aspect from the previous one and bring it forward in dominance, then again, these last four all related in the way that they came from the same portion of the spectrum. So if your client's color palette were in this range, you could offer something like all of these. Remember, you're a graphic designer, a designer. That is what they are paying you to do. Show them a wide range of options. Not just one. One of the worst things that you can do as a graphic designer is to only offer one solution to a client's problem. This one works pretty well, a muted green. If you remember, we did a version like this in acrylic, the desaturated colors, and they work really nice in a design. Again, it doesn't matter to me if the text is light colored or black. The goal is to make sure that it reads on whatever background that I choose. The point here is to experiment with the colors and to come up with some thoughts. So this project is to create at least 6 versions of the same dummy text page graphic layout, just like I have shown you here. An excellent source for determining the color schemes is located at Material Designs. I'm going to put the address up here. I'll leave it up for a while. It has a wealth of information related to web design and UI elements. So then for this project, create an initial design that is black and white and gray values, and work through at least 5 other color versions just like I have shown you. But make sure to maintain your contrast to text to the background. It's not important to do every version that I just went through. I was simply trying to show you the large range of color options. Nor is it important that you use the same colors that I've used here. I'd like to see something different that I didn't explore. I want you to push a little bit. Again, the important thing is to maintain your contrast of text to background values. And have fun.